Hey guys, welcome to another episode of LJ's Garage. On today's episode, we're going to set the Jeep on fire. I'm just kidding. I want to. I really do. I'm about tired of this thing. So next year, it's going to be car shopping time. But until then, if you guys are new to this channel, I've done several videos on my Jeep Grand Cherokee adventures. It's always tough to say that I defend Jeep on their reliability ratings as of these last 3 to 4 years. They've kind of plummeted. So now that you guys can hear what I'm dealing with, I'm in a little bit of a predicament, right? Developed that tick. I recently just flushed all the powertrain fluids other than the brake fluid. That's the only thing that I have left to do. Transmission, differentials, all of those good things. So everything is top notch. This car has been maintained, right? No matter what I do, this Jeep always finds something else to add to the list. The other one that I keep getting, I'll pop up a picture here. It's another check engine light that is notorious every time you get the spring or fall where, it's warm during the day, cold during the nights. It causes some sort of little drop, and so I get a little evap leak notification. It's not even a notification, it's just a check engine light. If you're going to own a Grand Cherokee, or really any Jeep at this point, make sure you have one of these ODB scanners. You're going to need one. Code readers, or make friends with your local AutoZone or O'Reilly's or something like that. I'm telling you. So the other issue that this has, you guys can't see it right now, but it's got a power steering leak, which is a pretty bad one, and my engine mounts are starting to go. This is what the dealership tells me. I haven't noticed too much vibration. This has the normal Grand Cherokee right around that 75, 70, 80 in that range. Sometimes for a couple miles an hour, you get a little bit of vibration and then it goes away. So it has that, and I'm wondering if some of that is from the engine mounts, but the dealership said those are pretty expensive to change. And then on top of that, the power steering rack needs to be replaced. And with the power steering rack, that one's going to be a pretty expensive repair to have the dealership do it. At that point, I might as well just buy a new one. But I have to look. I've never done that myself, so I have to see how bad and involved of a project that is. So that's something else on the list. So right now, tick, power steering rack, engine mounts, and then the evap leak, that code that comes up every now and then. I know that I have to replace my little evap lines, purge hose, all that stuff that I messed up at one point. I think that's causing it. My point, though, is that every couple months with this thing, it's needy. And it's not just me saying it. If you go on my YouTube videos and see the comments, other people have experienced this. They make so many of these, and the Grand Cherokee specifically. And what sucks is I really like the 3.6. Everyone's like, you need to get the V8, you need to get the 5.7. And honestly, I've enjoyed this V8, especially with the 8-speed automatic transmission. This thing shifts so great. It's a pleasure to drive, and it does what it needs to do on the highways. I have zero issues, especially when towing. You guys can check out that video if you are curious how this thing tows, but it tows really well. I just really like it, and I'm a big fan of this. I love the luxury. I love the right balance of tech. I'm going to eventually upgrade this center screen and do some things like that. And then I've got some exterior mods. The problem is every time I want to go buy exterior mods, I'm like, I don't know how much longer this thing's got. I don't know. So the downside is if this is the Penstar tick, I haven't been able to figure out what exactly is making the noise. But if it is that, it could be rocker arms. It could be the camshaft needing replaced as well. There's a lot of things that will come along with that. And it just depends if I really want to put the more money into this thing. But I've got to get that fixed because I don't want to pass on that problem to somebody else. So it all just depends. I'm hoping the dealership takes it in, tells me it's something else, and hopefully I'm just completely wrong. There's a lot of tricks floating around there how to get this to be quieter. So if it is like lift or tick, things like that, you can quiet it down using different fluids. But the thing is, if you do those methods, just know that quieting it down doesn't stop what's happening in there. So it just makes it so you can't hear it. It's like putting tape over your check engine light. It's still going to create issues later down the road. And I'd rather get this fixed now so that, 1,000 miles down the road, this doesn't just grenade my engine. Because the 3.6 is a strong engine. No matter what people say about everything else around it, the 3.6 is solid. So I really hope to do what other people have done in these and hit 200,000 miles. But I've never seen anyone do that without some pain. Lots of pain and money and blood and suffering. Did I say pain? So I'm hoping that I can do this. I really wanted to hang on to this, wrap it, wheels, set up, get a winch, do all that stuff, make it cool, and make this a nice little tough Grand Cherokee. But it's not looking like it's going to be that. And it really stinks because everything else has held up well. This is a great SUV, great interior. I mean, I just did a video, like I said, reviewing how this is held up and aged for a 2014. All is well, you know? So it really does stink that these little things keep it from being, forerunner level of reliable. You got Sequoias out here with 300,000 miles on them and probably nothing but fluid changes. One day Jeep might get it together. I really don't know. If you guys are still along for this Jeep stuff, I'm going to try to post more Jeep content and do some more things with this once I get it up and running. But hit the like button, subscribe button, comment button, all that good stuff, because this interaction's free for you guys, helps me keep making these videos, and helps me save you guys some money. That's always the goal, to pass on the things I learn, my experiences, so other people don't make the same ones. Some people like to hold the secrets. I like to share them to make sure everyone else has the same information. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.